What is going on there, everyone? Well, this is kind of disturbing, especially consider it's coming from a former prosecutor and someone who thinks that they have what it takes to be the President of the United States. Let's get into this story from the Daily Caller. Kamala Harris calls for Kavanaugh impeachment. Says the fact that something has not been proven doesn't mean it didn't occur. That is a very, very frightening statement. The fact that something has not been proven doesn't mean it didn't occur. So, what does she mean by this? Is speculation now being considered evidence? I don't understand. Like I said, I don't know what she means by that, especially as a former prosecutor. This should make everyone worried, especially the people who were prosecuted by her during her time as a prosecutor. Let's get into the story. It's a short story, thank goodness. Democratic Senator from California, Kamala Harris, told NPR Monday morning that Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh should be impeached. Now, let me get through this. Even though none of the sexual misconduct allegations have been proven. All right. She said this Monday. AOC came out Monday. A couple other of the Democratic nominees for president came out over the weekend. I'll give it to them a little bit, the ones that came out over the weekend. The New York Times put out a false report of a new report, which was not new, it was investigated, saying that Brett Kavanaugh did this, that, and the other. You know, he apparently, in this new claim, he was sitting there and pulled out his man parts, and some friends pushed his man parts towards a woman. Well, first off, if you look at the way they wrote about that situation, Brett Kavanaugh, in a sense, would have been kind of a victim. Say this is actually true. You know, we'll dive into this. If he, I don't know why anybody would, but let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that he did expose himself. But if someone else came up behind him and pushed him into someone else, wouldn't they be technically assaulting him? Like, he wouldn't be able to still get into but so much trouble, besides maybe indecent exposure type situation. It's very odd situation, and we all know as of now that this was debunked. The New York Times hit piece, their bombshell reporting, wasn't reporting at all. They had to come back and revise it and say, oh, yeah, the alleged victim that we were talking about, yeah, she has no memory of this ever even happening, has never acknowledged this, you know? This is ridiculous. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in, where the Democrats and people on the left have lost their minds. Harris joined several other Democratic presidential candidates in calling for the impeachment after the New York Times published a report based on a third-party source who alleged he saw Kavanaugh act inappropriately at a party during their time at Yale. You know, they also don't say that this guy's publishing a book, not a report. It's a book this guy's trying to publish. I think someone was just trying to get some money for their book. You know, we see this time and time again. Omarosa came out against Trump. He said the N-word, which was never proven, ever, by anybody that he's ever said that. But why did she come out and say that? Oh, because she was writing a book. Come on, we can see through the nonsense, people. Anybody, even if you're on the left and for some reason watching this, you can see through that nonsense, right? I sure hope you can. These people are just trying to get people to buy their books. Even though at the very end, the people that are reading the book will be very upset to find out, oh yeah, none of this is actually factually true. We didn't actually investigate any of this. We didn't do proper reporting to get our facts because we don't have any facts. It's sad. Someone should investigate this because the fact that something has not been proven, it doesn't mean it didn't occur, right? Harris said. Wow. The presumption of innocence seems to be lost. Poor Lady Liberty, not Lady Liberty, Lady Justice. She has to be pointing at her blindfold and saying, people, remember this part of my whole outfit here? The blindfold? Yeah. Because justice is supposed to be blind. But in the age of Trump, justice is no longer blind. It has a very, very evil eye towards anybody that doesn't hate the president. The alleged victim mentioned in the New York Times article has said that she has no recollection of the incident, but Harris still wants an investigation. When the alleged victim of something says, I don't even know what you're talking about, I don't know this party, I don't know what is going on, you would think that in and of itself would be enough to say, oh, well, obviously someone was misinformed or someone told us a lie. But no, not to the left. But if you don't investigate it, if it hasn't been investigated, which it has already been investigated during the nonsensical confirmation hearing of Justice Kavanaugh, then there's not been a full airing of the issue, Harris said. And my point from the beginning about all of these allegations against Brett Kavanaugh is that there's not been a robust and meaningful investigation. Just for Kavanaugh to be in the career that he's in, do you realize how many very thorough and extensive investigations into him the FBI has had to do? There's been at least 4 investigations into him before his confirmation to the Supreme Court. Before that separate investigation into everything. They would have found something, people. Come on. You're beating a dead horse. The thing's been dead for months now. Allegations made against Kavanaugh by Christine Blasey Ford and Deborah Ramirez were investigated by the FBI ahead of Kavanaugh's confirmation onto the High Court last October. Yeah. Democratic leadership in both the House and Senate have thrown cold water on the idea of impeaching Kavanaugh, with House Judiciary Committee Jerry Nadler, that scum, saying he was focused on impeaching President Donald Trump. That's because, they need to be honest, it's because they know none of this holds any water. They're trying to put water in a bucket that's been shot 1,000 times. Even when it comes to Jerry Nadler trying to impeach Donald Trump. There's no there, people. I know y'all have heard that term. There's no there. That's because there's not. This is just more lunacy from the left. You really want these people to be in charge of our country? I don't. At this moment, I don't know what moderate Democrats and centrist Democrats are going to do. Either they're not going to vote, because I don't know who they could vote for. Looking at their platform, I don't see who's actually electable. I know everyone says, oh, Biden's still in the front runner in the polls. Why? I don't think anybody should be polling over 10% on the Democratic side, because I don't get it. I can read the same facts about these people as anybody else, and vice versa. There's nothing about any of these candidates that makes them electable, in my opinion. They go back on everything they originally are for. Perfect example, Bernie Sanders. In 2016, he was actually for a strong border, this, that, and the other. And, he got a lot of people behind him. But now in 2019, now he's for open borders. Just came out, I think, yesterday that he said he is for open borders. These people flip-flop too much just to try to pander to a voting base. Is that who you really want as your president? As the leader of the greatest country on the planet? Someone who will flip-flop at the drop of a dime just to pander to a very vocal minority? I don't know, people. I don't know. The Democrats are in a very sad state. Very sad state. And this woman right here is a liar. She is a panderer. She'll say whatever she has to say, do whatever she has to do to get ahead. And that's not the type of people that I think we should be dealing with. Love to hear your comments, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side.